Well, good evening, internet friends. Today is Sunday. Yay, Sunday. And what I want to discuss today is Trump's interview with NBC's Kristen Welker from, I think it was Face the Nation, I think. But if anybody watched that, and I didn't watch it, I've seen snippets. But I'll tell you, she did a really good job. I mean, she pushed Trump. She pushed him, talking about the alleged stealing of the 2020 election, and she's asking, where's your proof? Where's your evidence? And he's not saying, well, this is the evidence. So all I got to do is look at it. Which leads me to my main thing. Actually, before I get to that, it's like that her interview of Donald Trump was the best display of courage that the mainstream corporate media has shown up to now regarding Donald Trump. It was not a softball interview. She asked him hard questions and she pushed him. And if you're going to be in the public eye, in the political public eye, um, hardball questions are going to be asked. And a candidate or even a current serving member of Congress or the current president should be able to answer those questions without a problem. So, again, that was a profile in courage, I think, by Kristen Welker, but also at the same time, she was doing her job. And it is a journalist's job to ask tough questions because that's their job. But anyway, which leads me to my next topic. And this one is just think about this for a minute, okay? Think about before Trump was reelected, okay? And think about how all of these far right wingnuts were constantly whining and crying that their First Amendment right was being trampled because social media was suspending their accounts for mean, nasty, hateful speech. For what's the word I'm looking for? Just speech that was an out and out lie, dishonest, misdirecting, misleading, misinformation, disinformation, all that stuff. And they're yelling and screaming and whining and crying and bitching and moaning that their free speech is being trampled on by the Biden administration. Well, no, it wasn't. It was being curtailed by the social media platform that they were on. Okay? That's private business. Big difference. See, private business, they don't have to adhere to the tenets of free speech because they're private business. The government, however, does. And so basically, they just, social media platforms wanted them to, to chill on false claims and cures regarding COVID. I mean, talking about how ivermectin cured COVID. Really? Ivermectin? A horse dewormer can cure COVID? Okay. We all know that's not true. And then then when we would call them out or whatever, voice our opinions, we're snowflakes. Okay, those of us on the left are snowflakes. But yet you call them out and they whine and cry, and that's just mean, and you shouldn't say that, and blah, blah, blah. Who's the snowflake? I mean, come on. Really? You can dish it, but you can't take it? If you can't take it, then get off of social media. But anyway, now what's happening, and I touched on this a while back, a couple of videos ago. Trump's White House has released on their White House website their taxpayer paid for webpage, basically an enemies list of content creators. And Brian Tyler Cohen is on it, and David Pakman is on it. And they're on it because they're the ones that have the biggest followings, them and Midas Touch. And these people interview candidates for political office. And they come out and speak out against Donald Trump and the things that Donald Trump has done. And the fact that Donald Trump has been convicted on 34 felony counts, all dealing with fraud. That Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist. And the reason why we can say that is because of the E. Jean Carroll lawsuit that she won from her sexual assault by Trump back in the 90s. Yes, it was civil, but it was still a court. And so therefore, yes, an adjudicated rapist. And so now Trump has got this watch list, enemies list, whatever, of content creators that are on the left. People that will call him out for his bullshit. Doing what the mainstream media is supposed to do. But because Donald Trump likes to get down in the gutter and sue people, sewer, ABC capitulated, and because CBS was bought out by the Ellisons are far-right mega donor gazillionaires, so they like the things that Trump is doing. We don't know why, but, But the truth of the matter is that this is what this administration is doing. If you dissent even a little bit from Trump, then suddenly you are the worst of the worst. Far left, fascist. We're not fascist. We aren't even close to being fascist. We don't want to curtail anyone's speech. We don't want the Second Amendment to be overturned. We don't want to make Christianity the national religion of this country, because this country isn't supposed to have a national religion. That is also in the First Amendment. But this is what the far right wants. Because, let's face it, old white men are threatened by younger black folks and younger Latino folks and white women or black women or whoever. They're just threatened. They just don't want their power structure to be turned upside down. which honestly, it's time for that power structure to be turned upside down and inside out and gotten rid of, because it's not doing anything to help the people in this country. It helps them at the very, very tippy top. It helps them a lot. Their taxes keep getting cut. If they're running a corporation, then the regulations get cut. They don't have to worry about anything. So that power structure needs to change, and it needs to change badly, because it's those people at the top, your donor Epstein class, that are making it their life's mission to make sure that they stay at the top, and that those of us that are the bottom half, the bottom three quarters, they want to keep us down. Okay? And even in a capitalist society, which is what we live in, which we shouldn't be, but even in this kind of a society, competition is supposed to be good. Okay? But they're not seeing it that way. Competition is bad, and they do whatever they can to crush the competition. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. You know it, I know it, we all know it. But that's just the way they want it. But anyway, that's the whole thing. And here's the other thing about this watch list or whatever. I am a million miles from getting on any kind of a watch list, okay? Because I'm a new channel and I just started, and I don't have any subscribers. But that's not why I'm bringing this up. I want subscribers. So please, by all means, subscribe and smash the like button and comment and share widely. It would help me out, and I would appreciate it. But on that note, I'm going to end this. And please, my internet friends, please, wherever you are, take care of yourself.